Have you ever wondered why nature reserves exist in the first place? It's a question that might puzzle you as you stroll through the serene pathways, surrounded by a symphony of bird songs and the rustling of leaves. Nature reserves are not just beautiful backdrops for our lives, they are sanctuaries of life, teeming with biodiversity that we are only beginning to understand. They are guardians of our planet's health, the lungs that breathe life into our world, and the custodians of countless species. From the smallest insect to the mightiest tree, every element of nature plays a critical role in our existence. It's an intricate web of life where each thread is precious, each connection vital. Without nature, we lose more than just scenery. We lose the oxygen factories, the water purifiers, the pollinators of our food. The existence of nature reserves and conservation efforts are crucial. But why exactly is that? So, why do we need nature reserves? Well, to answer that question, we need to understand the vital role they play in preserving biodiversity. Nature reserves are like a treasure chest of life, holding a vast array of species, each with their unique role in the ecosystem. They are the guardians of our planet's biodiversity, keeping our ecosystems rich and varied. Without them, we risk losing the wonderful array of life that makes our planet unique. But the role of nature reserves extends beyond just preserving biodiversity. They are also crucial for protecting endangered species. In a world where habitat loss is a leading cause of species extinction, nature reserves provide a safe haven for these at-risk species. They offer a sanctuary where endangered animals can live, reproduce, and thrive away from threats like hunting, pollution, and habitat destruction. And let's not forget about the ecological balance. Nature reserves are like nature's own laboratory, maintaining the delicate equilibrium of our ecosystems. They help control climate change by storing carbon, filter water, and even protect us from natural disasters, such as floods and landslides. They are an integral part of our planet's health, acting like the Earth's lungs, heart, and immune system all rolled into one. Moreover, nature reserves serve as a refuge for wildlife. They offer a home to animals where they can live freely without the constant threat of human interference. These reserves are critical for the survival of many species and for maintaining the natural processes that keep our planet habitable. And lastly, they provide a vital research ground for scientists. By studying the flora and fauna in these reserves, researchers can learn more about our planet's biodiversity, the impacts of climate change, and the best ways to protect our environment. These insights are crucial for informing conservation strategies and helping us to better understand our world. So in essence, nature reserves are not just about preserving nature for nature's sake. They are about safeguarding our future and the future of all life on Earth. They are about protecting the delicate balance of our ecosystems and ensuring the survival of our most precious species. Nature reserves are our insurance against the loss of our most precious natural resources. But what about conservation? What role does it play? Well, let's dive right into that. Conservation, at its heart, is our response to the call of the wild. It's the protective shield we raise against the adverse effects of modernization, pollution, and overexploitation. It's our commitment to preserving the intricate web of life that sustains us all. So when we talk about conservation, we're essentially talking about the safeguarding of our natural resources, the prevention of extinction, and the preservation of the health of our planet. Think of the world as an enormous, complex machine. Every part, from the tiniest microorganism to the largest mammal, has a role to play. Remove one part, and the entire machine could grind to a halt. That's where conservation steps in. It's about keeping all the parts in place, ensuring that every species, no matter how small or seemingly insignificant, continues to play its part in the grand scheme of things. But conservation isn't just about the animals, plants, and ecosystems out there. It's about us too. The quality of the air we breathe, the water we drink, the food we eat, all of these are directly linked to the health of our natural world. When we conserve, we're not just saving trees or animals, we're securing the resources we need to survive and thrive. And let's not forget about sustainable use. Conservation isn't about locking away resources and throwing away the key. It's about using what we have wisely, ensuring that we don't deplete our resources, and that future generations can enjoy the same benefits that we do today. So, to sum it all up, conservation is a lifeline. It's our best shot at coexisting with the natural world, at ensuring that the symphony of life continues to play on. It's our chance to give back to the planet that has given us so much. Conservation is our responsibility, an investment in our future. It's a commitment we make, not just to ourselves, but to the countless generations yet to come. What happens if we fail to conserve and protect nature? Let's take a moment to contemplate that. Imagine a world devoid of the vibrant symphony of life. A world where the rich tapestry of biodiversity is reduced to a single monotonous thread. The loss of biodiversity is a grim consequence of inaction. Every species, no matter how seemingly insignificant, plays a unique role in the intricate web of life. When one disappears, it sends ripples through the ecosystem, disrupting the balance and potentially leading to the collapse of the entire system. But it's not just about the animals and plants. Biodiversity is our life support system. It provides us with air to breathe, water to drink, food to eat, and medicines to heal. If this intricate web unravels, our very survival is at stake. And then there's climate change, a specter that looms larger with each passing day. Nature is our most powerful ally in the fight against this existential threat. Forests, oceans, and wetlands act as vast carbon sinks, absorbing and storing carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. But when we destroy these natural habitats, we lose this crucial defense, accelerating the pace of global warming with potentially catastrophic consequences. Our relentless exploitation of natural resources is another consequence of inaction. We are rapidly depleting the Earth's finite resources, using them up faster than they can be replenished. This is not just unsustainable, it's a one-way ticket to disaster. These consequences are not just abstract, distant threats. They directly impact human life. We're talking about more frequent and intense natural disasters, food and water shortages, the spread of diseases, and mass displacement of people. So what's the bottom line? The consequences of failing to conserve and protect nature are severe and far-reaching. They affect every facet of life on Earth, from the smallest organism to the largest ecosystems. And yes, that includes us humans. Inaction, therefore, is not an option. What can one person do to make a difference, you may wonder? In the grand scheme of things, it might seem like our individual actions are like a single drop in the ocean. But remember, the ocean is made up of billions of single drops. Every day, we make choices that impact our world. The coffee cup we use in the morning, the mode of transport we choose, the products we buy, the waste we produce. Each of these decisions, no matter how small, has a consequence. Let's consider recycling, a simple habit that can make a significant difference. By recycling, we are reducing the need for new materials, which in turn decreases deforestation, conserves natural resources, and reduces pollution. It's a simple act, but imagine the impact if every single person decided to recycle diligently. Reducing waste is another powerful action we can take. By being mindful of our consumption, we can decrease the demand for products that harm our environment. This could mean opting for a reusable water bottle instead of a single-use plastic one, or choosing products with less packaging. Again, imagine the cumulative effect if we all committed to this. But our power extends beyond our daily habits. We can also make a difference by supporting conservation organizations. These groups work tirelessly to protect nature reserves, maintain biodiversity, and educate the public about the importance of conservation. By donating, volunteering, or simply spreading the word about their work, we can help them make a greater impact. And let's not forget about advocacy. By voicing our concerns and pushing for environmentally friendly policies, we can influence the decisions of businesses and governments, steering them towards sustainable practices. Yes, we are individuals, but together we form a powerful force for change. Our actions, no matter how small, can ripple out and create waves of impact. So, the next time you wonder, what can one person do to make a difference? Remember this: every action counts. Every choice matters. Never underestimate the power of a single action. It might just be the one that tips the balance. What role do communities and governments play in conservation, you might ask? Well, their role is as important as the verdant forests and the azure seas we are striving to protect. Communities and governments are the backbone of conservation efforts. They have the power to implement policies and initiatives that can significantly safeguard nature reserves and promote conservation. They are the movers and shakers, setting the stage for the grand play of conservation. Let's consider communities first. The beauty of local communities is their intimate connection with the environment. They live, breathe, and thrive in these natural spaces, understanding the rhythm and pulse of the land. This deep-rooted connection makes them the ideal custodians of their local environment. Through sustainable practices, educational programs, and local initiatives, communities can play a pivotal role in preserving their surrounding nature reserves. Then we move to the role of governments. They hold the legislative power to create and enforce laws that protect nature reserves. They can establish new reserves, regulate activities within them, and provide funding for their upkeep. Governments can also promote conservation by integrating it into education systems, encouraging research, and fostering international cooperation. But it's not just about what communities and governments can do separately. The magic really happens when they work together. Collaboration is the key to successful conservation. When local knowledge from communities is combined with the power and resources of governments, it creates a potent mix that can drive impactful conservation initiatives. The importance of cooperation and collective action cannot be overstated. Conservation is not a solo act, it's a symphony, where each player, from the individual to the community to the government, plays a critical part. And when we all play in harmony, we create a melody that resonates with the heartbeat of the earth. So, whether it's a community organizing a local cleanup drive, or a government enforcing strict regulations against deforestation, every action matters. Every effort counts. Every single step taken towards conservation is a step towards a healthier, more sustainable world. Together, we can make a significant difference. What does the future hold for nature reserves and conservation? As we journey into the future, nature reserves and conservation efforts will face a myriad of both challenges and opportunities. One of the most formidable hurdles is climate change. Rising temperatures, shifting weather patterns, and more frequent extreme weather events are threatening the delicate balance of ecosystems within our nature reserves. As the climate continues to change, we must adapt our conservation strategies to ensure the survival of these precious habitats. On the other hand, the future also holds immense opportunities for nature reserves and conservation. Technological advancements are revolutionizing the way we approach conservation. Advanced tools like satellite imagery, remote sensing, and AI-powered data analysis are enabling us to monitor and manage nature reserves with unprecedented precision. These technologies can help us understand the health of ecosystems, track the movement of wildlife, and predict potential threats before they become unmanageable. Moreover, the evolving societal attitudes towards nature present another bright spot in the future of nature reserves and conservation. People around the world are becoming more aware of the value of biodiversity and the consequences of its loss. This growing consciousness is fostering a culture that respects and protects nature, creating a supportive environment for conservation efforts. However, as promising as these opportunities are, they can only be realized if we take action. The future of nature, reserves, and conservation is not predetermined. It is a path that we must consciously carve out through our decisions and actions. We must embrace the challenges, seize the opportunities, and never lose sight of the importance of preserving the natural world. In the face of adversity, we must remember that every effort counts. From supporting local nature reserves to advocating for global environmental policies, every action contributes to the larger goal of conservation. We are the stewards of our planet, and it is up to us to ensure that its beauty and biodiversity endure for generations to come. The future of nature reserves and conservation lies in our hands. Let's recap why nature reserves and conservation matter. Nature reserves are our lifelines, acting as the final frontier in the battle against the loss of biodiversity. These protected areas are home to an array of species, many of which are found nowhere else on Earth. They serve as the last bastions for endangered wildlife, offering a safe haven from the encroachment of human activities. But nature reserves are not just about wildlife. They are the lungs of our planet, absorbing carbon dioxide and releasing oxygen, helping to regulate the Earth's climate. They are the kidneys of our biosphere, filtering pollutants from our air and water. They are the heart of our ecosystems, pumping life into every corner of the globe. And let's not forget about conservation. It's the key to unlocking the future of our planet. Through conservation, we can ensure the survival of species that are on the brink of extinction. We can restore damaged ecosystems, and we can prevent the irreversible loss of biodiversity. Conservation is not just about protecting nature, it's about preserving our own survival. However, the importance of nature reserves and conservation extends beyond the realms of science and ecology. They hold cultural significance, they contribute to our economies through tourism and sustainable use of resources, and they offer unparalleled opportunities for research and education. The consequences of inaction are too dire to contemplate. Without nature reserves and conservation, we stand to lose the very fabric of life on Earth. We risk living in a world devoid of the beauty, wonder, and diversity that nature provides. In the face of such challenges, the power of individual action cannot be overstated. Each of us has a role to play, whether it's supporting conservation initiatives, making sustainable choices, or advocating for the protection of nature reserves. Every action counts. Governments and communities also have a crucial role to play. Through legislation, funding, and public awareness campaigns, they can ensure that nature reserves and conservation remain a priority. Remember, nature doesn't need us. We need nature. Let's cherish and protect it for generations to come.